Hey guys, don't worry about me. I'm just getting my paints mixed here. I mean, you know me. I never have the forethought to just mix these ahead of time. So I gotta get this whipped up before we start proper. Um, so I thought we'd just chat for a little bit while I get this set up. Uh, Man, I don't know why, but it feels like it's been so long since the last time I streamed. Even though it's only been a couple weeks, it just feels so long ago. A lot has happened. A lot of irksome things, unpleasant things, lots of workplace drama. Not gonna get too far into that though. What I do want to talk about though is I've been having my own little personal war with my computer right now because I don't know if you've seen my keyboard, but it's like this super. Let me tilt the camera down so you can see. It's like this super cool, fancy, uh, like Corsair uh, IQ thing. You can see the well, I guess you can't see the logo because the camera sucks, but it's like super fancy and cool. I got it all done up in the Cross Age Productions colors and stuff. And I mean, it's pretty neat, pretty reliable, except when it isn't. And that's the thing that's really been holding me back is there's naturally there's this like partner software whatever that lets you control everything, and it also controls the color of the LEDs for the RAM in my computer down here. And for whatever reason, one day it just flipped out, and I couldn't control the LEDs at all. Like the computer would not the computer, the program would not like see that there was a keyboard and RAM here. They were just completely invisible. And so I've been trying to get it to work, and thankfully, I finally have the keyboard working the way I want it to. Unlike this paint, I'm trying to get like more of like a cyan, but it's really uncooperative. I think I used too much yellow. But for a while, it was just this like ugly ass rainbow. Uh, and I tried to get it to calm down. Now it's fine, but I still can't get it to see the RAM. And so now it's just Pride Month all year long inside my computer. And I can't figure it out. It's really annoying because I had those LEDs set up to basically be like my thermometer. They or whatever you want to call it, thermostat. It just let me know how hot my computer parts were getting, and I really valued that function, and now I can't get it to work. So I think I'm going to have to go back to like an older version of that software. And I remember getting really mad about it. Like, what? Mad? Just like when something is not working the way it's supposed to, I tend to get hyper focused on it. Like I want the thing to do the exact thing I want it to do, exactly when I want to do it, exactly how I want it to do it. And so I burned like 1 or 2 hours trying to just figure out how to get it to go. Uh, and now I find out that I gotta like reinstall the thing. I'm don't even know why I would bother because I need to reinstall Windows as a whole anyway because of the funky DirectX nonsense. Uh, mm. And it just got me thinking, like, once upon a time, like, I didn't have a fancy light-up keyboard or RAM with LEDs in it or anything like that. I didn't worry about that. But now that I have it, when it doesn't work, it just gets under my skin. And I thought, why is that? You know, and then I realized what it is. It's what you call a first world problem. And you know where first world problems come from? They come from expectation. That's what it is. Because, I mean, a lot of people my age, older, they come from a world that didn't have, like, smartphones or crazy light up rainbow computer parts or lots of the things that we take for granted now. But now that we have them, we expect them to work. And that's what it is. We let our expectations drag us down. Like, people far away in some, like, Ugandan ghetto, they're not worried about whether the LEDs on their computers are the right color because they don't have them. To them, the idea of having a computer at all is just some faraway dream. It's a luxury that they may never have. Come on. This white is really sticky, although I kind of wanted it to be that way. This is what I used to prime my wooden sculptures. But like here in the first world, our expectations cause problems that don't need to exist. Like, there are so many other more important things to worry about, you know? And I guess the point I'm trying to make is that it's just important to keep perspective. I mean, I used to be a much angrier person than I am now. And something happened that just helped me to remember what's really important. Like, I'm still here, I'm still healthy, I've still got a lot of good things going for me in life. I don't need to get so uptight about things the way that I used to. Yeah, come on. Just trying to kind of spoon the paint from one space to another so I can get it mixed up with some white, because like I was saying in the last stream, and you can see the painting over there, I wanted to like add some rainbow colored fireflies. And so that's what I'm getting mixed up right now, is lots of like vibrant colors and then lighter versions of those colors to actually make it look like a glowing light. And should probably just load up on just white over here. I think that's the way it's gonna go. Come on. Come on. It's a big fat bottle, so it's harder to squeeze it out. Oh yeah, that's a very attractive sound. I think it just splattered a bunch of white paint everywhere too. Thanks for that. And man, I still have not been able to get this this turquoise color to be quite the way I want it to be. Come on. This is a two-handed job right here. There we go. There, that's okay, I guess. Um, man, come on. Another thing I wanted to talk about before getting started. Oh no, I just hit the lights. Or did I hit the fan? It's actually really hot in here. So I've already got the fan nearly at full blast. I hate it when I can't get the color quite the way I want to get it, because I just wind up wasting a lot of paint that way. Another thing I wanted to talk about was this weird video that I saw. I don't even know why YouTube recommended this to me. Like, it just seemed like out of the blue, but it was this really weird video. Let me try. There we go. And it's muted for like copyright purposes, but it's just this video saying how it feels getting dressed to go out, then remembering men exist. And this person apparently expressing frustration that they can't dress the way that they want because they don't want too much male attention. And I was just so more white paint. Just so confused and surprised by this take that I felt like I wanted to talk about it. Because surprised, but I'm not really familiar with that concept, the idea of not feeling like I can dress as flashy as I want because I don't want too much attention. I'm not used to the idea of not wanting to stand out. It's something I never considered before. And I've certainly never considered the idea that I'm to blame for women that I've never met not being able to feel like they can dress how they want. I mean, obviously this isn't addressed to me personally, but I am a man, so I just use myself as an example. Golly, this is... Ooh. It's sticky until it's not. And I don't mean to be, like, unsympathetic, because I can't know what that's like. And so I don't really know if it's my place to talk about it. Probably not, but it was just such an intriguing topic to me that I thought I'd talk about it anyway. And I'm certainly not gonna try and say like oh, she should be grateful that like guys are creeping on her because of the way she looks. Obviously not. That's terrible. But what I am thinking, I'm gonna try and put this as best as I can, is like, creeps are gonna creep. Like, they don't really need an excuse. Like, that's just the way they are. They just don't understand boundaries or appropriate behavior. So I just don't know if I would let people like that, like, have that kind of power over me and control how I look in public. You know, am I making any sense? I guess it just... my feet are falling asleep. I looked at my last stream, and the way I was just kind of, like, leaned back because my back was bothering me, and I looked awful, like, This really shows off my double chin right here, is leaning back like this. Looking very gremlin-esque. So I'm trying to force better posture by like sitting on my feet, so that I'm forced to like lean forward and like look a little more interested in what I'm doing, but it's also killing my legs. No. No. Get some more purple in here. And the purple is really runny. Come on. Come on. There we go. I don't know. It was just a weird thing I wanted to talk about. It's like something I'd never considered before. The idea that, like, I think most people are already familiar with the idea that who you might meet out in public influences the way you want to dress. But I think they're more used to it in the sense that you want to dress to impress, you want to look good, you want to look the best you can possibly be. And if you're like, single, if you're available, you want to dress to be attractive. But I've never considered the opposite, where people may want to blend in. They may want to be unattractive because they don't want it. They want to be left alone. Just interesting concept that kind of opened my eyes a little bit. And obviously this person is entitled to dress however they want. I'm not telling them that they have to dress like super duper flashy. I'm just giving my critique on the rationale behind it. The idea that you feel like you can't dress the way that you want because, like, you're afraid of people creeping on you. Let's whip up some light pink. Come on. Don't tell me I'm running out of pink already. Oh, I guess it is a very small bottle. I wasn't expecting to use it much. Now, in addition to the painting we were gonna do, I want to try and put some like extra touches on this. Like, I thought I was done with this, but then I decided that I want to start painting like the interior of this. Like it wasn't really clear what the dragon was holding at first, but I interpreted it as like a big gemstone or whatever. So I'm gonna paint it to be all like pink and purple and dazzly and stuff. And it can't say how well it's gonna go. I mean, just trying to get it primed has proven to be a bit of a challenge. You can see parts that I just can't quite get to, but I'll do my best. And maybe touch up his eyes a little bit, because his eyes aren't quite the way I expected them to be, and maybe his teeth too. There we go. But yeah, going back to what I was saying about like getting the LEDs on my computer to work, it's just interesting to, like, sometimes I think about the true hidden cost of the first world lifestyle. Like, we pay for what we have in more than just money. There are people out there who suffer to give us what we have. right now. And it's not right. And I don't necessarily know what we can do to make it right, except just be grateful for what we have and always think about the people who have to go without. Well, they don't have to go without. They could be living the same lifestyle as us, but because of, because of corruption, because of like the elites of the world holding on to like the 99% of all money, like that doesn't happen. But just the people who do go without, it's good to remember them. Hold on a second, getting thirsty over here. I got my little tiny Mountain Dew. So let's see what. I think we might be good now. I've got everything whipped up. And wonder of wonders, I actually remembered to fix up my hair this time. So I got that, got my paint, got my water. Got my woder. If you've ever noticed in those old like Flex Tape, Flex Seal, Flex Glue, Flex whatever commercials, like Phil Swift, he doesn't say water, he says woder. So when it gets to that part in the commercial, he's like, it even works under woder. Or how about Woda? I had a co-worker back when I used to work at a hotel. He was like the senior maintenance, and I was the junior. And when it would rain and the trash cans outside would get all filled with like rainwater, he would say, "Yeah, and for whatever reason, that has just stuck with me. Maybe because it ticked me off really bad at the time. Because it's like if you're worried about them filling up with rainwater, then why do you even have trash cans outside, man? Like, put them under an awning or something. Like you put these trash cans in a situation where they're going to fill up with water, and then you're going to be like, you got to take out the water. Ugh. And it was so disgusting. The worst one ever was a trash can that we had. I'm not even sure if it was a trash can, but we used it like a trash can. I think it was like a Potter or something. But it was made out of solid stone. It weighed like 300 pounds or something. There was no way to for one person to lift it up or move it or invert it. So when it would fill up with nasty stuff like horrible garbage and water and stuff, there was nothing you could do. And okay, I thought I just got paint on my screen. Although I'm no stranger to that, but it got to the point where that stone trash can, that was the hardest I ever tried to not throw up. That was so brutal. And I don't know. I was gonna say I had fond memories there. I'm not sure if I did. I don't know. I'm probably, at the very least, I'm gonna try and not work in a hotel anymore, because that was rough. That was really rough. Although it was probably just that one place. I don't know. I should probably shut my mouth. I should probably try and not make more enemies than I already have. But before we put this paint to use, I figure we gotta. Well, first let me go ahead and do this. Anytime you see me do that, what you see me like stop and mess with something and click on something, that's me stopping the recording and then starting it again. So I kind of have like chapters to work with when I start doing my video editing. But I think it's time to crack into the pink paint that's getting all over my hand. Crack into the new One Piece chapter. And I've been really looking forward to this one. There's been a lot of hype around it. I mean, I try not to spoil myself on it, but you know how it is. Some people just can't like keep their metaphorical mouths shut, and so there's like video titles and thumbnails all over YouTube that tell in none too uncertain terms what to expect from this chapter. So I know that like Saturn does a thing, and I know that Garling does a thing, and that's about what I know about this chapter. So let's see. It's chapter 1125. What constitutes death? Minatomo is missing. But I mean, we know this guy. He goes all over the place. He's the guy who fixed the door to the bar way back in what was it, Fuchsia Village? But Oda says, I'm so thankful for the various events in celebration of One Piece Day, especially the One Piece emotion exhibit. One Piece Day. That was a while ago, wasn't it? And I know a lot of people were like talking hype about the One Piece, the anime remake that's coming up, but I didn't really see much going on. I mean, there are like little subtle differences in the art, but it was mostly just concept art, and so I haven't really talked about it much. It made me more motivated than ever. The One Piece emotion exhibit. What does that even mean? Whatever. What's next for the Marines still left standing? Load the Seraphim as soon as they're charged. As for the weaponized Sea Beast and Mark III Pacifista. Oh, Rob Lucci-san, Kaku-san. So the Seraphim need to be charged. That seems to be like their weak link. I almost said their wink link. I guess that makes sense. I mean, they're living things. They still need food, or like they still need energy. It's just that living things normally get energy in the form of food, but they're like cyborgs, so they need to be charged up. Let's see. Where's Stussy-san? Killed in action. What? We obtained everything we set out for. With York, Punk Records, and the power station in hand, we have secured access to the Eternal Mother Flame. Yeah, I guess I don't really think about that, but they did kind of accomplish their mission. Mostly. I mean, there's still one... Hold on a sec, I'm doing that thing where I caught myself leaning back again. I gotta lean forward. Like, yeah, one Vegapunk left, but they got York, they got Punk Records, they got the power station. That result would have been more than adequate, but we had one critical hiccup. We're terribly sorry, sir. It is a disgrace that we failed to capture Jewelry Bonnie and the Straw Hat crew, even with our grand Buster Call fleet. Is that what it's called? Is there like a Buster Call and then there's a grand Buster Call? The 9 of us vice admirals couldn't get the job done. Well, of course not. You're vice admirals. You're jobbers. I don't even remember this shallot-looking guy doing anything. The guy, like, third from the left. Who is that guy? I don't remember them doing anything. Or this guy to the far right. I remember, like, weird lumpy guy. uh, I remember this guy. I think he got, like, turned to stone. They're like, a lot of these guys didn't do anything. Please give us leave to pursue them to Elbaf. No, forget Elbaf. The failure to which I refer is far more dire. Allowing Vegapunk's message to play was an unexpected disaster. Not to mention that Iron Giant surfacing to aid in the pirates' escape. It's ironic, really. 200 years ago. 200 years ago. See, I had a bit of a hunch, a bit of an inkling that the Gorosei are older than they let on. But dang, 200 years ago, that like, and there he is, Saint Saturn, still looking very, very old. That's that's got me very curious about where their long life comes from, and if it is somehow connected to that thing where Jewelry Bonnie couldn't, like, artificially age them. Saint Saturn, we've already received... I'm sorry, I'm still tripping out over the fact that it's 200 years ago and Saint Saturn is alive and still looks the same way he does now. Saint Saturn, we've already received orders to scrap it. I will take responsibility should this be uncovered now. Do as... I parsed that wrong. I will take responsibility should this be uncovered. Now, do as I bid and study it thoroughly. Really? This is the future. I am certain it will ultimately prove to be a great asset to our military might. I wonder if it will. I wonder if more giant robots like this are going to turn up. Thank you for the opportunity. It would have been a shame to junk such an exciting specimen. It remained dormant for 200 years, and yet it clearly moved to protect Straw Hat Luffy. Saint Saturn, as a humble and loyal soldier of the government, I have one weighing question on my mind. You said allowing Vegapunk's message to get out was a failure. Does that imply there was some truth behind his remarks? Oh boy. Okay. Though I was expecting Doberman's head to just explode like that one guy, but it looks like maybe he survived. I'm not sure. Vice Admiral Doberman. Man, that was a stupid question to ask. You knew that Saturn was gonna, like, lose his cool when he asked him that. We need a medic. Slap one of them awake. Vice Admiral. Inside the lab, what's happening? Sky clouds. Not good. They aren't stopping. Why is the cloud factory going haywire? It must be Edison, that damn fool. He couldn't just roll over and die in the Fabrio stratum, could he? Bingo. Cake. So, wow. Another Vegapunk still alive. Like, actually alive, not, like, metaphorically alive. Like what Lilith was saying. Yeah, the idea of being choked up by sky clouds is kind of scary. Because the sky clouds are like land. So imagine the land expanding like clouds to entrap you. Something explodes. Damn it, I've been played. He's taken Punk Records. What? What? So Egghead arc isn't really over. Like, the action is still going. Even after the Straw Hats are left. And what's more, the world government has taken another L. Edison is alive, and he's taking off with Punk Records into the sky. What do you mean? That dimwit Vegapunk can't be telling the truth. What is Akainu doing? He still hasn't done anything about Kuma's escape. Besides, the world sinking doesn't affect us. What is with these scraps? You buffoon of a chef, I ordered beef. Why did you serve me fish? I'm so terribly sorry, your worship. Our stocks have dwindled. This is unheard of. And he, of course, executes him. Typical world noble behavior. I'm completely desensitized to it at this point. This food issue has gone too far. Man, these world nobles are getting uglier by the second. I not only missed a meal yesterday, I wasn't allowed any snacks. Unacceptable. Treated like a common street rat. Is there a famine? Will we starve? We must sentence whoever is responsible to death. No, that's not enough. The negligent scum responsible should be tortured for their mismanagement. Man, and this guy, looking like one of the Who's. Golly. The Room of Authority. Garling, what do you think you're doing here? New orders have been bestowed upon me. New orders from whom? What are you saying, Garling? Tread lightly, you forget yourself. The Vegapunk known as York shall henceforth be under my purview, as I was just named the new Defense Science Warrior God. Oh boy. I'm sorry to say, this is one of the things I was kind of spoiled on. I mean, not explicitly, but I could reasonably guess that this was the direction this chapter would take. But what about the planet theme? You gotta rename yourself Saturn so that we get to keep our planet theme. You can't have a planet theme without Saturn. That's ridiculous. I mean, I know he's based on the moon, but come on, man. You gotta be a planet. Be a team player. Name yourself after a planet. Whew. So, wow. That's crazy seeing commands go over the heads of the Gorsei. That's, wow. Things are escalating to the point that, like, these guys are getting caught off guard. These guys who are supposed to be in control of everything. And then Garling rocks into the room and is like, hey, I'm part of the big boys club now. Don't tell me. The world is heading for turmoil. An unprecedented level of rebellion is imminent. Now he's got the big boy jacket on. Let us work together to better the world, my fellow elders. Gorsei, St. Figurlin Garling, Defense, Science, Warrior. No, man. No, you're not allowed to change your name to Saturn. Do it. Legally change your name to Saturn. This is messing up the theme. You gotta keep the theme. Back at Egghead once again. Man. Egghead. The Egghead arc keeps coming out of retirement. It keeps stopping and then starting again. And then it ends again, and then you're back to Egghead, and then we leave Egghead. Like, is the Egghead arc over or not? The Straw Hats have long since left Egghead. But they keep coming back to it. Saint Saturn, sir, what's happening to him? Where are those medics? Hurry, we need them. Saint Saturn, what's going on? He's one of the world's overseers. We can't let... Not anymore, dude. We can't let anything happen to him. Is it some sort of disease? Saint Saturn, tell us, what should we do? And I did see this panel right here, like, oh my gosh, he's getting the literal life wrung out of him. It looks like he's being reduced to nothing. No, it can't be. What the? Imsama, Saturn, Joy Boy was behind that escape, and you allowed it to happen. Have mercy. How could I anticipate that power foiling us? Imsa, is it exploding? Or is that his weird, like, dark power, like boiling over? Holy crap. He really did wring the life out of him. So this power, this dark power that lets the Gorosei like live super duper long and recover from injuries or whatever, I'm starting to get the feeling like it's some sort of buff that Imu-sama puts on his his 5 elite subjects that he can then take away whenever he wants. It's almost like a demonic sort of like Faustian deal, like you're gonna be one of my homies and I will give you power, but if you screw up I will take back twice what I gave you. Like, tag on. That's definitely the vibe that I'm getting. Is like they each have their own devil fruit power, and then they're getting power from whatever devil fruit Imu-sama has. He's the one who's fueling their vast powers of regeneration and longevity. So that's why it's different. It's not a power that they have, it's a power that's given to them. That's really cool. Oh my gosh. I know I'm supposed to read right to left, but I've already seen what crazy thing is going on the left. Looks like we weren't able to move the Labostratum too. That traitor York got in the way. The signal reaches across the globe, so she's still... Wow! This is actually what I was asking about. The signal reaches across the globe, so she's still able to connect. Okay, so they really haven't gotten away with Punk Records. But I was thinking to myself, like, how far can Vegapunk confer the range of his brainwaves? Like, how would, like, the real Vegapunk, the Stella, be able to leave the island and still communicate with his brain back on Egghead? But Pythagoras, right? He says right here, the signal reaches across the globe. So she's still able to connect, but that's better than handing her the whole thing on a silver platter, ain't it? Until the day all of humanity can access our brain, we have to keep it safe. It'll probably be at least 500 years. I assume you used a roaming cloud? You got it. But the whole world will reckon us Vegapunks are 6 feet under. So it ain't like we can leisurely tour the world now, right? True. And with no funds or resources, we can't keep inventing either. We'll just have to leave that to our partners. Nice. How do we look? Absolutely bonkers. I see you always admired my lovely proportions, huh? Shut up, you knucklehead. Let's toss York's spare parts out. Good thinking. They're creepy. Really? I mean, if you could, wouldn't you want to look like that? I mean, if I had to choose between this and looking like a 12-foot Amazon with, like, cute freckles and whatever. Concentrate. Witheria, come in. Anyone there? This here is Vegapunk. Vegapunk? But I thought you were dead. Wow. He's got communications with Witheria, huh? And, like, and this is what I had deduced from the last chapter. It's like all our conscience all their, like, consciousness lives on in Punk Records, and now they've all combined to be like a new Vegapunk, except for Lilith and York. So, like, these 4 are now one whack-ass looking Vegapunk. Wow. Back at Kamabaka. Oh my, how grisly. What's gonna happen? Are we gonna die? I don't want to die. No water's gonna kill me. I can swim. To put it bluntly, none of us knew these details. The Void Century covered up a massive war, and that culminated in ancient weapons tech, plunging the world 200 meters deeper into the ocean. Wow, 200 meters. Is that what he said? 200 meters. And I get to see these ugly ass character designs again. These guys look terrible. This guy looks like budget Yonji. And this guy is just awful. Not only that, but the one who claims the One Piece will not only be crowned Power King, they'll likely get to wield that devastating power for themselves. We can't let that happen. The world will sink. This explains why the first celestial dragons chose to live on the Red Line. It's the highest point on the planet. There's also Tequila... Man, do you think it's been long enough since we come back to the whole Tequila Wolf plot? I mean, when that was introduced, it seemed pretty important. The idea of a huge bridge that connects the whole world, and then it was just dropped, and now it's finally being brought up again. Man. Talk about a slow boil. There's also Tequila Wolf, Vodka Wolf, and Rum Wolf, and Bourbon Wolf? So there's more of these? This is why they've spent the last 700 years forcing slaves to build all those gigantic structures. All the pieces are falling into place. You took the words right out of my mouth. Mine too. Vegapunk, among those who heed your warning, many will act out of self-interest, not peace. We must hurry and achieve victory for our cause, before the people of the world kill each other to secure habitable land. An era of chaos dawns. And that's the end of the chapter. Were the Straw Hats in this chapter at all? They weren't, were they? No, it's all about what's going on with everybody else. Interesting. But this was a good chapter. I felt like I learned a lot of things in a more organic way that allows me to infer them instead of like that long ass Vegapunk talk where he was just like bombarding you with information. Like, this is more the kind of info dump that I am into. And no break. So I will be streaming next week. But, man. Labor Day was not enough. I could use a proper vacation. But now I think it's about time to dig into the I should just throw this out because it's all covered in pink and purple paint. It looks like Easter over here. Thankfully, I still have my big old roll of paper towels. All right, but now we gotta make way for Prince Ali. Make way for this painting here, and try not to get Mountain Dew on it. Also, with regards to the dragon statue, right over here, I also managed to pick up, because I was talking about getting like a glass cutter to make something to go on top of the dragon. But I figured out the much more simple solution was to just go to Walmart and just get a picture frame and just take the glass. That made a lot more sense. And to help it be even, I scrounged around and I managed to find like some little like fuzzy things to help prop it up and make so that it doesn't slide around as easily. So let's change the text. And this is probably going to be a pretty short stream, all things considered. No, I have more paper towels over here. to use. See more. Am I gonna have to move the keyboard? Like, I've got pushed back as far as I can, and it's still not quite enough. This is stuff. Thankfully, now I have this big old tote. Well, not big old tote, but big enough that it can hold all my paint stuff. My paint and my glue. I finally loaded up on more yellow. So now I don't have paint that's almost 20 years old. Although it was tough picking a new one, I kind of didn't want to do bright yellow because, I mean, if you've been watching my streams, you know that yellow is my most misbehaved paint. Where it like splatters all over the place and it like boogers up and it's just very uncooperative. But the others, they just weren't quite what I was looking for. And it was hard at first to tell them apart because there was like bright yellow, but then there was also like real yellow and also like there was bright yellow, there was real yellow, and then there was just yellow. Just yellow. There we go. And I got all my paintbrushes here in this little Hard Rock Cafe shot glass from San Juan. How did I get my hands on this? San Juan. I mean, I haven't been to San Juan. I don't remember like any of my family going to San Juan. Or you just chill out over there. You get lost. You get lost. Move the mouse way over here. The keyboard way over here. I'm gonna have to start knocking over some of these little figurines. Like my little Pomni figure. Water's not even supposed to be over here. It's supposed to be way over here so it doesn't spill on my computer or nothing. I knocked over Common Rider. Come on. Come on, squeeze over. I'm about to knock over my Gundam too. Nope, don't do that. And I'm probably gonna have to move the mic over as well. Give me one more of these. And there we go. There we go. And now that everything's pushed over, now I gotta try and mess with the camera. There we go. And roll camera. Please. Okay, yes, thank you. That's better. Now, if you pay close attention to the thumbnail for this video, you can see that this is already looking a little different from how it was when we wrapped up before. Because I realized I want the sun to be somewhere over here, like the setting sun. And so I angled the shading to be more like this way. and it's already looking like way better just by that virtue alone. Although I could use more of this green. I should mix up some of that. Let me do that first. But little, like little corrections like that, I won't do on stream. Like that seems boring to me. I don't think anybody wants to see me fix when I shouldn't have messed up in the first place. Oh yeah, that sounds good. Golly, I hate that sound. What sucks is that I already made that color by accident earlier. I should not have gotten rid of it. I think I forgot that I still needed that color. No, more blue. Nope, still needs more blue. Stop blowing around. The paper towels are like getting all up in my business. Okay, this I think is more what I was looking for. There you go. And I mixed up with this because I don't really use this brush much. You chill out over there. You scoot over here. And, this is kind of silly. I'm using one paper towel to clean up another. And I'm not really sure that it's working out. Or whatever, it should be fine. What should I do first? I should pull up like a sunset setting over here to try and give myself some kind of reference. Like, do I have any sunset scenes to kind of help me get the lighting right? Maybe one of my wallpapers. No, 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 no. No. Dang it. Really looking for something kind of sunsetty to help me get the lighting just right. Like, there we go. I want it to be like this. Like shining out this way. So I'm going to be looking at that while I paint. While this is going on, you get to look at my ugly mouse. I mean, I know a lot of people would call this ugly, but I think it's super cool looking. Although it's not very well behaved. Trying to click and drag something is more than a bit of a chore. So, I should actually have some orange as well. I'm probably going to use every space on this little ice tray here. There we go. Now you get to hear the nice fart noise up close. I got it right next to the mic right now. Gimme. I should not have the remote right there. I think that's asking for trouble. Oh, come on. It's still super green. There we go, that's better. I think. Yeah. Oh no, I used too much red. Let me fart some more yellow in there. Give me another one of these. I'm really going through these paper towels fast before I've even truly started painting. But, throw down some of this way up here. Of course, I'm not the master of making perfect circles, but I'll do my best. And not long before I started the stream, I was watching another video. Like, I've been talking about the Taiga situation, Bungo Taiga or Taigaholic, whatever you want to call him. Unfortunately, it still doesn't seem like they're much closer to getting their YouTube channel back. And they were kind of talking about what that situation was like, where it's like YouTube doesn't want to help them because they're not partnered. But the thing is that they were partnered before their channel got taken down. And so it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like of course he's not partnered. That's the problem that he's trying to get fixed. It just doesn't make any sense. What kind of circular logic is that? Like, we only help partnered channels. So when a partner channel like gets taken down, when it's faced with some kind of injustice, like they're not partnered anymore. So then you don't help them? Like, who do you help? We only help channels that don't need help. That's basically what they're saying. And wow, that paint is really thin. What is it about mixing it with the red paint that it makes it even thinner than it was before? There. And I shouldn't even be using this little itty bitty paintbrush. I should be using something bigger. And oh boy, I may have overdone it. Yeah, I'm gonna switch to something bigger. I'm gonna use the big O brush. That's better. And he was even talking about someone else going through a similar situation where they were monetized, and I don't even remember who this was, but it was like they were monetized, then they weren't, then they go to YouTube and they're like, we're not monetized anymore, help us get remonetized. And they're like, well, we're only helping channels that are monetized. Like, catch-22, man. That's what Taiga, that's the phrase that Taiga used, and it's so perfect. It's a catch-22. They only help people who don't need help. That seems so messed up. Like, of course he's not partnered. That's the problem he's trying to fix in the first place. Like, imagine coming to the people who are supposed to help you and being like, my channel is shut down and it's not partnered anymore. And they're like, wow, that's a problem. And then you're like, yeah, that's why I'm talking to you. Like, no, we can't help you because you're not part. Hold on a sec. I'm really. Sorry, just really phlegmy. I'm sorry you had to hear that. A little more yellow up here. We kind of missed the spot. But then I also want like beams of light filtering through this away. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay down some yellow, and it's gonna be like really thin. I'm gonna try and stretch it out. But I kind of have to refine where I wanted the center of the sun to be. I think this is kind of off, actually. Let me try and make it like that. Try and reshape it. There we go. And yeah, get off. Now, that still doesn't look right. Needs more yellow, like, around here. Like I said, I'm not the master of circles here. That's a little better. I think now, like, like a golfer trying to line up his stroke. Do you kind of see what I'm trying to do? And later I'm going to go in with some pale yellow and white to make it more sunny. And you have to fan out a little bit. That's what's missing. I was like, this does not look right. What's going on here? And I forget that the sunlight actually fans out, and there's a bit of an imperfection in the paint right there. I don't know if you can tell. Maybe something up here needs a little more. And this is where this green is kind of come in, because I'm gonna go into these parts that are where the sun is gonna come through, and try and illuminate them a bit to where it actually does indeed look like the sun is piercing its way through. And it's gonna mean dipping into some of the lime green as well. Probably with like a smaller brush. It looks jank now. Hopefully it turns out better as I hash it out here. Or you chill out up there. Can you chill out up there? Stay. There. Now I'll use a little bitty brush. Hit up these edges. Although maybe I should have waited until the green was more dry, because they're mixing together in an improper way. And I know a lot of other YouTubers right now are talking about the Nikocado situation, but honestly, I've never been in tune with that situation. I never really cared about that guy or his content, so I'm kind of detached. I don't have much to say about it, except, I mean, I guess it's cool that this guy, pulled a fast one. Everyone thought he was ruining his life, and then it turns out that he was, I mean, as he puts it, 2 steps ahead. Oh, well, now I kind of gotta take the green out of this. Oh wait, there's a little more. like here. So let me touch that up first. And here as well. There. Now it's almost looking a little too warm and fuzzy. This is getting very Thomas Kincaid-esque. But I mean, it was a very paradise type landscape. I guess it... Whoops. Man, I glued that into place so that wouldn't happen. Okay, whatever. Just pop it back on. It still kind of wants to come off. I should use super glue, but man, I hate super glue. It's awful. When you get it on your skin, it feels all weird and like almost makes your skin feel numb. And it just... It doesn't fully come off for like days and days. And it's just messy. And I also find that... I don't know how to avoid it, but when you buy super glue, usually the first thing it adheres to is itself. So the next time you go to open up the bottle of super glue, it has super glued itself shut. This could actually use a bit more. Well, not that. More of this yellow here, please. And here too. And here. There. And now we can delve into the pale yellow. And for anyone watching this stream who hasn't watched the last stream, I guess I should talk about the impetus behind this painting. And I'm going to try and tell the story a little bit better. But it was a dream that I had a long time ago. Well, not too long ago. I mean, I'm trying not to make myself feel old, but it was like... It was back in the... When I was... I think it was back when I was in college or maybe high school, where I dreamed of an alien invasion. Me and my parents were on our way into the city to like do some shopping or whatever, and we were just about to cross this big bridge when all of a sudden like a huge spire came down from the sky like a missile. And when I say huge, it was like skyscraper sized. Big, uncanny, almost bone-like structure, like big, osseous, white, glistening spire. Just came down and crashed into the bridge and destroyed everything. And after it came down and cleared out a lot of the land, the exterior of the spire started to like flake off into like little bony bits of confetti. And cover the ground. And this is one of those moments in dreams where you just kind of, without explaining it, you just kind of know. I had deduced that these were spores that were designed to grow into more spires. With the purpose of the weapon being that not only would the land be destroyed, but once these spires had taken root, it would be almost impossible to reclaim. So, I'm not quite happy with the way this is turning out. I'm going to try and do my best. You know what it needs? It needs more, like, diffusal. Something to make it look more like a natural diffusion of light, you know? Come on. This isn't really coming out too great, but I'm trying my best. And it looks better, like on stream, but in person, it's really funky looking. So after the bridge was destroyed, my parents turned off into sort of like a docks area with all the like storage containers and cranes and stuff. But the cranes had been torn up by more of these alien weapons. And the thing about these weapons was they were kind of shaped like the skeleton of an umbrella, where the idea was that they would pierce a structure and then unfurl to try and warp the metal. The idea was to render a structure unusable but not destroy it completely in order to make rebuilding more difficult. It was a very cruel and sadistic form of attack. The way it was designed so that even if the aliens lost, recovery would be significantly more difficult for the human race. Eventually, my parents... I should add some clouds here. Something to make this side look a little more interesting. And I should try and blend this better. Although I should not do it with the pale yellow. I should do it with this yellow right here. It's whatever. So my parents got out of the car. We all got out of the car to try and just take a moment to think about what we would do. And at that point, I just ran into the woods with no real plan, not even knowing where I was going. I just wanted to get away from everything. And the further I ran to the woods, the more the plants started to build up higher and higher and thicker until they had come around me like walls made out of plants. And I had to squeeze my way through until eventually I made my way to this place you see right here, where I came out and I saw this huge quarry filled with water with a mound of gray sand in the middle. And out of that mound of gray sand grew this enormous tree with lots of vines. I'm going to have to paint vines here. Huge vines hanging down from the branches. And it was surrounded by, and this is another thing we're going to paint in a little while, giant rainbow-colored fireflies forming a ring around the trunk of the tree. that were so bright they were almost like floodlights. And it was like this beautiful paradise. And as I peered out at the edge of the quarry, I saw other young people, like kids and teenagers alike, filtering out from the woods. And the way they were dressed, I could tell that they had come from all over the world. So this was like a magical safe haven that connected every place in the world, so that if a young person needed to escape, as long as they ran into the woods in a straight line, they would wind up here. And at the time, the only thing I brought with me was like a little boom box. At the time, I had one of the iHomes, the little accessories that Apple would sell for back when iPods were a thing, and it was basically like a big boom box. So I set down the boom box at the edge of the quarry, and I put on some music, and I grabbed onto one of the vines and swung my way down into the water, and everyone else followed suit as the quarry filled up with the sound of music and laughter. And we all decided that we would stay here and leave the old world behind. All the adults, they would wage their war, and we would just stay here safe and happy and live under the tree. And it was very beautiful, but also very somber, because I mean, it meant leaving my parents behind. And it was, when I woke up, it was very like confusing, and I started to doubt myself, like, how could I do that? But in the dream, it just sort of made sense, and that this vision has stayed with me ever since. And I tried painting it once before and didn't get very far. I just sort of put my canvas away somewhere, and then when I came back to it, it had gotten all messed up. So I tried starting over from scratch, and I gotta say, I'm not entirely happy with the way it's turning out. It doesn't quite have the perspective I was going for. I would almost want to do this over again, like a third time, but have an angle that's more close to the ground, so that you're more like under the tree looking up at it. So now let's see if I can't paint some more like shafts of light here. So like this, and need a little bit more. Not a whole lot more. Calm down. There. I was really kind of while I was talking, I was waiting for this to dry out more, because I want to try and really get the sun to look more like a sun. I'm trying to get the angles right on all these sun rays as well. I also want to put in more highlights on the trees. That was the main reason why I wound up having to wrap up the last stream, because I was running out of yellow. Okay, that's way too much yellow. I gotta... did I gotta dry it? No, that's not dry. That's not dry. That's too small. I could really go for a dry brush. Let me try and just dispel it a little bit right here. I mean, that's kind of okay. But I wound up overdoing it with the yellow. bit more. Yeah, that's better. And now let's try and hit it with some pale yellow, just a little bit. The lighter touch is actually turning out pretty good. It's just getting everything angled right that's the problem. And now I think I'm ready to start throwing down some white. White. Which, by the way, if you didn't know, the sun is actually white. It appears yellow because of the, like, it's filtering through the atmosphere. So there's always a slight tint to it, but the sun is actually white. And this still... I think maybe this still needs to dry off a little bit. I don't know. It's whatever. But let's try and brighten these spots up. And I probably should have used a smaller brush for these spots, but it's actually turning out okay, I think. Okay, that was a little much. I'm just gonna... Okay, no, I was gonna use my finger, but let's... Okay, I actually am gonna use my finger, just... Now that's a little better. Just a little, though. And these angles do not seem right. Ooh, that's too much. I'm trying to make it a little more broad, but it's not. Yeah, these angles are hard. I'm trying to correct them, and it's not easy. I'm trying to get them to be more, like, you know, more natural. It's a little better. Just a little bit. how do I want the clouds to be? I kind of feel like I want to add these clouds now. Let me just go ahead and pull up like a sunset scene real quick, like. To get an idea of what the clouds should look like. It's like nothing complex, just regular old puffy clouds. Although, I'm planning on doing some like little stars here, so maybe something a little more wispy and ethereal over here, because this is like the dark, dreamy side. I don't know. Should I add some more orangey orange over here? I think maybe I should. Let me take the color out of this here. This big brush is putting in a lot of work. I mean, what can I say? It suits me. I always said that I like to work fast. So being able to paint in broad strokes like this is really convenient. No, put it down thicker. Like a lot thicker. There, that's a little better. And in here. Okay. Now, That's, The color I want to do is like really complex. I don't know if it's really the best way to do it. And I can't just put down black. That's going to be really distracting. The cloud might have to wait until later. So, No, I kind of want to save the fireflies for last. And I also want to add some flowers. I got to do the vines too at some point. I got a lot of things running through my mind at once about how to do this. Because no, that's too bright and happy. It needs to be darker. I might have to no. I want to do this now. Let's look at the colors that I have right now. I should be able to whip up something. If I can put together like an indigo. Let me whip out the blue once again. And try and concoct something. Too much blue, needs more purple. Where's the purple? I've got it sitting in my lap right now. I don't want to spill it. Okay, a lot more purple. Like a lot more purple. Okay, that should suffice. Don't spill it. There we go. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and throw these in the water. That finally gives me the chance to cover up this little imperfection right here. Maybe too much blue. Try and dial it down, because now I want to try and squeeze in some more like sunset-y colors. What if I just apply it directly to the painting? It's actually not turning out too bad. That's the thing about painting sometimes, is you kind of gotta... There are times when you'll have to make up the rules as you go. And what if I added just a little bit of red? should have been pink. I keep forgetting how dark the red is. And I should not have gotten that paint there. Let's try this. Alright, just add a little bit of pink on there. You know what? It's too dark. Let's scoop some white in here. A little bit more. Pink. This is difficult. It's almost like I'm making mistakes as I fix them. But I think that should be okay. Let me get the teeny tiny brush again. Come on. Cooperate. Yes. It's not really working out. I should wait until that's dry. So, should I do the vines first, or should I do the... No, I should do the fireflies first. Because the fireflies, they kind of hugged the trunk, whereas the vines were all over. So the fireflies would be in the background, or more in the background, and then the vines would be more in the foreground. Whoa, careful. It's getting wet in here. There we... Oh no, how did water get all over this? Well, I mean, it's not too bad. I'm also gonna have to like paint in some little waves or ripples down here. Because as it is, this water does not feel very alive. But now, no, not the big brush. big brush is too big. Although, like, these were some big fireflies, so if I just like twirl it around, I might end up using all of my my brushes for this one. Come on. Wow, the yellow is really in there. It's being tenacious. Get out. No more yellow. And this is still a little too dark. I could actually use some more white. Now it's getting kind of funky. I didn't mean for that to happen. Now it's almost like it's stripping the paint off. Getting this just the way I want is really difficult. See, now it's more homogenized. How do I get it just right? Because if I start adding colors back, then it's going to go back to being like really dark. What it needs is a very, very small amount of purple and a very, very small amount of pink. That is not a small amount of pink. That is an enormous amount of pink. It's good enough. I think. I don't know. You know what I think I might need? This is a very controversial move. I don't normally like doing this, but I think the best way to get it exactly the way I want it to be is to actually use a damp brush. No, that turned out to be wrong. I think we're just torturing it at this point. Like, look at that. That's not good enough. Like, it's not... I think I'm trying to apply too much at once. Because look at that. Now the paint is coming off instead of being put on. I would almost have to, like, trawl it on. No, I don't want to do that. Switch back to the blue. Use very thin, very sparing amount of blue. Like almost not at all. And then, no, it doesn't want to... It doesn't want to adhere, and the harder I try to do it, the worse it gets. Like... Now I'm mashing it into the canvas to try and force it to take, and now it's coming off. I'm really trying my best, and it's just not turning out the way I want it to. It's really, really messed up. I'm done trying. For now. I'm going to try again later, but for now, it just does not want to go. Now let's try and get these fireflies going. As best as I can. No, that's too big. This is tough. I actually thought this part was going to be like super short and easy. This isn't even the right brush. Give me this one. There. Oh man, look how blue my skin is getting. Hopefully this dries up fast because it's annoying just looking at it and seeing how much it did not turn out the way I wanted it to. Hmm. A little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. There, they almost look like little bubbles right now. But I'll add some white and other pale colors to make them stand out more. There, that'll do it for the pink ones. I'll give you some orange. More. Make some like bigger ones here and here. And kind of blend them together a little bit. More. It's getting too thin. Okay, now for some yellow. That's a little too much. Okay. That'll do. Now for some green. Not that much green. Calm down. Alright. Now this is coming along quickly. What? Another small change that I made, by the way, is I made the branches, or not the branches, the roots a little longer, because I thought they didn't look like they were long enough to support this big ass tree. Whoops. Oh, well, I'm a little screwy on me. There, and I'm doing all this without rinsing the brush out at all, just reusing the same brush over and over. And now for the lavender. Alright. Now let's do the white. That's not the right brush. Or is it? No, it's definitely not the right brush. I'm gonna have to use the smaller one. Come on. And this is now that I'm getting into like the little nitty gritty, I'm getting in, kind of getting into the zone. So sorry if I don't talk as much during this point. Takes more concentration to do the little bits. Little itty bitty bits. It's really thick and sticky, so it's not quite administering the way I want it to. I'm going to have to go back in with these colors and do a better job of blending them. So I'm just kind of mashing this little brush in and hoping for the best, but threads are too long. It makes it hard to control. Like the threads in the brush. Again, it's not. Now I'm getting to the parts that are still kind of wet, and it hates it. Like wet paint hates other wet paint. That's what I'm learning from this. No, that's too much. Come on. Don't be difficult. It's being difficult, folks. I just got some more paint on my arm. It's not a painting stream without some unintentional, like, temporary tattoos. Come on. Trying to get to blend the exact way I want it to. I never imagined that this part would be so difficult. I thought this would be the easy part. Come on. Swirl it up. Twirl it up. Ooh, no. No, 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 no. Come on. Oh no, I'm not quite getting the ambience I was hoping for. They just look like little floating balls. I wanted them to look like they were glowing. It's just not quite doing it. Maybe using a dry brush. Well, trying to make it more like, I don't know, wispy, more ethereal, mysterious, like I don't really know how to put it. But I'm putting it as best as I can. Come on. I think it might actually finally be coming together. Whew. This part is like, wow. You know what? I think that's okay. I think that's as well as I can possibly get the idea across. Except maybe put like one more little pink firefly right here. It just seems like this was kind of an empty spot right there. There. Okay, well, now that I think this is mostly dried up, I can try and give this another shot. Blue. Well, blue all over. And then purple. Where's the pink? Give me pink. And the pink lid's about to fall off. That would be a catastrophe. Pink. Come on. Pink. Whoop. Okay, please. Less of that, please. bits of white everywhere. To try and brighten it up. Oh, whoops. There we go. Oh my gosh, that's so much better. That is so much better. And now I have to wait for that to dry up all over again. Leave the big brush to soak for a while. Get the pink off of this. I never use this pink that I put on this brush. Wound up being useless. My workspace is starting to turn chaotic. There's little bits of paper towel and paint everywhere now. Okay. What? Oh, right. Putting, let's see, am I gonna use this yellow anymore? I think not. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the tiniest bit of blue that I possibly can. So that it's almost completely yellow. Almost. Like, that's not yellow enough. More. Okay, I think that's okay. And now it's time to start adding highlights to all these trees. So that it actually looks like the sun is shining on them. It's not quite, as usual, it doesn't quite turn out the way I want it to. But maybe if I just keep going and then I look at it as a whole, then it will be better. is starting to hurt from applying all of these highlights at once. Whew. Okay, maybe a little much. Maybe a little much. It's time to use that trick again where I use a dry brush to try and tone it down. I'll use this one. This is not enough. I'm gonna need the big O brush. I've left it to soak this whole time. I need it really dry. Actually, as it dries, it's getting to be less overbearing. Maybe distribute a little more highlights over here. There, it's okay, I guess. Maybe if I use some green to try and tone it down. Well, not too much. No, that was a bad idea. Whatever. I think we'll be fine as it is. But the sun still isn't bright enough. It's time for more white. Because that is supposed to be all the way white. I mean, this is supposed to be kind of fuzzy. This is also supposed to kind of be fuzzy, but the outermost edge. There, fine. Now, at last, we go back and we try to add some stars. Oof. I've used this too much as a space to just quickly wipe off paint, and now it's becoming a hindrance. There's one strand sticking out that's kind of being a bother. And just some like random little stars. I mean, I'm no astronomer. I don't know exactly how all the stars were supposed to be placed. Again, they just look like little dots. They don't look very, Here, this is what I'll do. I'll kind of like create some fuzziness and then go back in and repaint these stars. Because it's supposed to be kind of fuzzy again. It's kind of supposed to be kind of dreamlike. Okay, again. Boink, 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 boink. And a boink, and a boink, and a boink, and a boink. And maybe one more up here. And one more here. There. It didn't turn out too great. Let's that's getting kind of frustrating. I don't like. I don't actually like how that turned out. Ooh, what if I? I don't know. I just added some like cloudiness, just a little bit. I was gonna say the finishing touch, but really, I need to go back and add those flowers. Okay, now this green right here, I don't think I'm gonna use it again. So it's time to swap it out for something else. Let's get it nice and dark. Get the vines going. Now get over here. Oh, that's good. I think I actually nailed it on the first try. Come on. There. Now. Go. Little leafy leaves going all the way down. That one's kind of like in the background. And another one in the background. Let's see, kind of like, no. Changed my mind. Another long one here. Really long. And I can't forget to touch up the water. The water needs a lot of help. should add some like swoopy like vines here. Which I'm gonna do right now. There we go. Man, it's getting hot. I gotta turn the fan up. It's already at max. I don't know why it's so freaking hot. Now you can probably hear it going in the background. Maybe a little itty bitty vines. Little itty bitty crappy vines that aren't so long. I think that'll do okay. Maybe, because it's tough. I kind of want to put one right here, but now that I put down this like sun ray, that would be difficult, I think. So now let's just go ahead and move on to the water. Like Death Clock. Go into the water, live there, die there. Now that the fan is at full blast, I think some of my paper towels are blowing all over the place and making a mess. I'll use this. It doesn't want to adhere for some reason. It's not supposed to be completely plastic though. I'm going to go in with some white and make little bitty waves. There we go. You see there the roots are actually going directly into the water. Oh no, wait, that's the wrong color. Dang it. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to get it right there. Dang it. I'll just use the tip of this right here to just kind of fix that. Make it a little more wishy-washy. Just a little bit. Swish, swish, swish. Ooh. Now I used a little tiny brush for the other stuff. Oh, where's the little one? Ooh. Oh, it got stuck. It's getting stuck. The paint is almost completely hardened here. Although, that is actually kind of to my advantage. Because if it forms a fine point, then it'll be easier to do little bitty lines like this. In theory, it's still a little bit of guesswork. Just little waves. I want to feel like there's a slight breeze going over the water. So it's not tumultuous per se. It's not all it's supposed to be all choppy, but it's not perfectly tranquil either. There's just a little bit of stirring. I wonder if I should add some birds. Because, you know, as a kid and you did painting, you learned that birds were just waves but upside down. I'm getting to the point where I'm concentrating more and more and talking less and less. There. Maybe that's too much. Because now it definitely does look choppy. I'd use the same old trick I always use and use a dry brush to try and smooth it out. Well, that's still not completely dry. I don't know. I just don't know. I think I've made this look rougher than it's supposed to. Maybe it's time to come up with a darker turquoise. Something closer to what was there before to try and get the water to calm down. Yeah, might as well just dunk it in here because I'm not using this anymore. Come on. Turn to something I can use. Maybe if I scoop in some of this blue, it'll help. Oh, it actually looks like it did help. There. Don't use too much, but the water is a little... Let's try and I don't know, tone it down a bit. Now there's just little bitty ripples. add some of this back in there. Tone it down. I don't know. How is that? I feel like that's a little better. Just a little bit. What if I take out most of the paint in this brush? And try not to rip it in half like I did last time. With my awesome strength. Almost that's enough torturing the water. Let's just add some flowers and call it quits on this painting. Or no, wait, I also want to add the little bit of cloudy clouds. What should I do first? Probably the clouds, huh? Although this water is starting to get saturated. It's getting more difficult for me to get these brushes clean. Probably not going to use the indigo anymore, so I'll turn it into like a dark indigo for the clouds. First things first, got to give them that silver lining. And wow, that's really thin. More. Yeah, another one just down there, just for the fun of it. And maybe another one. Up. try to swish up some dark indigo. If you don't mind. There. Come here. Let's add more of this. And now for the little itty bitty flowers. Uh-oh. This brush isn't doing the job. I think I need to get it back to normal. I need it to be a little fluffier. That's actually turning out pretty good. I like that. I think that'll do. Yeah, one or two more right Alright. Good enough. Let's see what we got here. Try and get it nice in the center of the camera. There. I think that turned out okay. I'm satisfied with it. Except, ooh, there's like a little bit of red here for some reason. Yeah, that's better. Now we can move on to the last little thing we're going to do in this stream, and that's try and finish up this part here. Although, easier said than done. Well, let's break out the big brush one more time. If we can. It's really saturated with dark paint at this point. I gotta wring it all out. Now we can start using this pink. Now let's paint it up. Just go wild. Trying to get coverage into this little interior space is tough. See what I've had to deal with? Trying to get this painted. Come on, get in there. I can't even really get a good angle on this for the purposes of the stream, because I kind of gotta get all up in its grill to actually get it to go. Take the little ball inside as best as I can, really. Come on, get painted. Maybe I should have done this first, because, I mean, I also want to do purple in there. Okay. But now what? I mean, it looks kind of neat right now. But I think it's going to look a lot better once I get the purple in there. I'm just not entirely sure how to do it. I think the best way is to break out my robot buddy and try and get him to dry it off. while I try and take the pink out of this brush. And now it's getting to the point where I can start putting some of this stuff away. Come on, go away. It's all falling over. Gotta start trashing this stuff, although the trash can is in my closet. I'll just wedge it over there for now. There, gimme. There we go. Should really come up with a name for this guy, because he's basically been my sidekick throughout this whole streaming adventure through thick and thin. Helping me get my paint dry. There's no more room in the palette. The palette's all full. So I'll just use these as a little palette. Is that dry enough net yet? Not even close. Not even close. Come on. Come on, you stupid. Get in there. Yeah, that's good enough. Time to finish this up. Trying to use the purple as like a shadowy color. Like it's the pink but in shadow. So I'm just gonna paint like the bottom part. Get off. for the final touch, add some black, and just this one little place where I meant to add some black. No, not my finger. That's not what I meant. Oh my gosh. It's like the freaking Venom symbiote. It's getting all over the place. Ugh. 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 Right in his eyes. Actually, that's not the finishing touch because I also want to add some white to his teeth. His teeth are more black than I really meant for them to be. Supposed to have a shiny white smile. That's a little better. I painted over the green more than I meant to. So let me see if I can't whip up just a bit more of that seafoam green. Oh, now the blue paint is getting boogery on me. Be gone, paint bugger. What's this big... Yeah. Big goopy goop. It's like something being birthed in this slime. Okay, very carefully stab him in the eye. There. Well, I mean, that's better, but now part of his, like, eyelid is messed up, so here we go again. More talking to this dragon sculpture like the eye doctor talks to me. Well, it's a little funky looking right now, but I think once it's dried it'll look better. It's backwards or upside down or whatever, so this is awkward. This is really awkward. There you go. That's a little better. You can see inside. It's all nice and colorful. It's not just brown like it used to be. There. my gosh, it's been a long time coming. Now I can chuck all this stuff in the garbage. I think now I can turn down the fan. Assuming I can find the remote. Now let's roll this camera one more time. Oh man, it's all tangled up. Ah. Ha. There. Man, the light coming through the window is so bright. You would think it was a bright, sunshiny day, but it's actually like super cloudy out. There. Oop, that's too high. That is too high. Right there. Look at that. You see, this is why I like doing this stream. These are paint projects that have been a long time coming. I've been meaning to do them, and I just didn't get around to it, but with the stream, I'm able to sort of create the motivation and the drive that I need to get these paint projects done instead of just leaving them on the back burner forever. So if you can support this channel in any way, whether it's a like or a comment or a subscription, all of that helps make this possible. And the more support we get, the more I can focus on making this channel bigger and better with more projects, not just painting projects, but like all sorts of different videos, like gaming, like movie reviews, just all that kind of thing. Collabs. I've been talking for a long time about how I wanted to like collab with my best friend. He and I, we love to talk about nerdy stuff like superheroes and like movies, games, pro wrestling, martial arts, all that kind of thing. It'd be great to bring him on board. Lots and lots of plans for the future. So any support can be really appreciated. Any support would be really appreciated. I misspoke there. But for now, that will do it for this stream. And y'all have a good day. I hope you had a good Labor Day. And I think we'll catch you once the next one. September 15th. So look forward to that.